Are you trying to make better guitar videos for YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok? Trying to be the next Tim Henson? You know you have the skills to be the next guitar legend that everybody's watching online. But the only thing that's holding you back for some reason is nobody's watching your videos. Well, lucky for us guitar players, there's a lot of free stuff that's out there that can help us improve our videos. And by improving our videos is the easiest way to get people to actually watch us. I'm gonna be showing you 4 steps on how we can improve our videos completely free. Let me start with the idea for the video. Are we doing a cover? Are we playing original music? What are we doing here? Once we have that idea picked out, we're gonna wanna record it. At least get that audio recorded somehow. Now, when it comes to recording, that is something that is a little intermediate. Not everybody has, the ability to record music, but there is ways of getting around this, and I've gotten around it before I had ways to record more professionally per se, right? Now, there is hundreds of videos online that can show you how you can get into recording music completely free, but I just want to go over some simple things in case you're unfamiliar. Now, there are free DAWs out there. Those are digital audio workspaces, essentially somewhere for you to record and work on your music, typically on a computer. Now, most popular and the thing that I use is Reaper. Reaper is completely free. You just download it and it has a trial, and the trial runs forever, essentially. You can choose to buy it if you'd like, but you don't have to, and it still works. Now, let's say you don't have a computer or access to like an interface or anything to plug into so you can record on your computer, and you only have a phone like a lot of us. And that's where I started. Well, luckily, a lot of phones have, programs and applications that are DAWs, which you can work in and record. Now, most popular, in my opinion, that a lot of people I know have worked with is GarageBand, because that comes pre-installed on all iPhones. So if you do have an iPhone, you can look up GarageBand, but I have heard of people who have Android devices. They've downloaded things like BandLabs, and they've been able to record in that. Now, if you were recording on your phone, like in GarageBand or BandLabs, you are going to need a way to either plug in your instrument or record that instrument sound somehow, right? For me, where I started, I didn't have any way to like plug into my phone and record straight into it and somehow run like tones of some kind, like guitar amp simulations. So what I did was a little jank, but I took a pair of wired headphones that had a little microphone on it, and I essentially mic'd up a cab. I have a little practice amp. I can pull it here. It's a Fender Mustang. And I took those wired headphones and I just put it right up to the speaker, and I kind of played around, dangled it in different ways until I got a good sound. It's kind of like what a lot of people used to when they record before amp sims were a thing, where they had actually put real microphones in front of cabs. Now, obviously, that is not the professional way to do it, but knowing that used to be a professional technique is putting microphones in front of cabs to record, I just took that concept with the tools that I had available to me and applied that so I could record somehow and not have that be a limitation for me. Now, that's just where I began, though. I worked my way up a little bit after that, and I wanted a way to actually plug my instrument into what I'm recording into, and at the time, it was my phone. So what I bought was something called an iRig. If you're unfamiliar with the iRig is, it's just something that plugs into your phone, and you can plug an instrument cable into it, and it's got a little jack for headphones so you can listen through, and you can usually buy them online. I bought one off Wish for like, I don't know, a couple dollars. It was less than $5, I'm pretty sure. But after that, I again worked my way up more and more because I wanted to keep chasing, trying to improve. And I got myself a interface, and after that it was a matter of getting a computer, and then I got Reaper, which was free. Well, now that we covered before making a video, we need to know what we're going to be making a video about and how we can record audio for our video. Let's get into the next step. Now, you're going to want to make sure that you yourself are clean. Personally, before I record any videos, I like to take a shower that day. I'm not going to be recording a video after I haven't showered for like 2-3 days or something crazy like that. And you also want to make sure that not just yourself's clean, your guitar's clean, and the space that you're in is relatively clean. Now, there's two reasons why this is important that everything here is clean. Number one, having a clean space, you being clean, your guitars being clean, that's going to be very calming to watch, right? Being from a viewer's perspective. And the second thing, not everyone's ass been gold.
Sauce he has here from like Chick-fil-A or whatever that is.
What are you talking? That's obviously
This is how my
Wendy's
mom
chili.
Now, when it comes to picking a location to actually film your video in, you're gonna wanna be picking one of two different types of locations. Something very simple, again, that works into the calming aspect, or do the exact opposite and find somewhere really outgoing that grabs people's attention. Maybe go outdoors and find a really artsy area like a skate park or like an art mural of some sort to film by, as long as it's okay. Or maybe just go to like a public space if that's something that, piques your interest, if you're not afraid of that. But now we got our audio, we know where we want to film. Now it's just a matter of making it happen. And the first thing we want to double check is our lighting. When it comes to lighting, that's going to be determined by two factors, whether we picked an indoor or outdoor location here. If we picked an indoor location, the lighting is going to be a little bit more involved. We've picked an outdoor location, usually it kind of takes care of itself. Most outdoor spaces, as long as you have the sunlight out, you're going to be covered. When it comes to filming indoors though, a big battle is yellow lights, like the one behind me, and trying to get more white and blue lights in to make it more professional looking. Now, I'm no professional myself, so I don't want to get into the intricacies of it, but I do know when I watch guitar videos from my favorite bands, a lot of it is looking like it has a lot of white and blue lights. The easiest way to improve your lighting indoors would be just to film by like a window, something you could open up to get that natural lighting, which that usually takes care of a lot of lighting, especially if you're filming outdoors for you. Or if you don't have access to these things, I do know that could be troubles in apartments. I've lived in apartments that didn't have a whole lot of windows or anything like that. You can get a ring light. Those are relatively cheap, and usually your phone just snaps right into those things. Makes life simple. Now next we're going to want to determine our position and angles, and it would be easiest to do this with a friend or somebody who can help you, but if you don't have anyone like that, no worries, we can still take care of it all the same. So usually what I begin when figuring out this step is setting something what I call a key point. What a key point is just a position that I'm going to stay in for the entirety of filming. Now, this could be like a chair or somewhere you're standing. Now that we have our key point set up where we're going to be for the video, now we can actually work on those camera positions and the angles. Now, I usually start with 3 different positions to capture different angles here. I personally do one position where the camera is dead on in front of me. Then I'll do one position of the camera where it is into typically the right of me as I'm right-handed, so it's looking at the bridge of my guitar, working its way up the neck. Then I'll have one to the left of me where it's looking down the neck towards the bridge. Now, earlier I mentioned it may be helpful to have a friend. This is where I was getting at. It's very helpful to have a friend when doing this, as they can actively move around while you stay there to find the best angle. But if you do not have a friend when setting these 3 positions there, you can do this yourself by just usually finding something to prop your camera or phone on and just finding that sweet spot, just placing it, backing up back to your key point and seeing where you sit in the frame. But once all this is set, we can actually hit the record button and start going for it. Personally, when I'm recording videos, I'm doing it with the intent of posting a full YouTube video with that scale size, as well as some sort of short form content. Short form content is usually like Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, or TikToks. Now, because I like to go into it with those intentions when I record, I am recording with that in mind. So usually when I do each of my 3 positions, there's a method that I do where I will be filming usually with my phone, one way landscape, another way with it straight up. So it looks the same way you would be viewing it while watching short form content. And it continues that continuity. So it looks the same if you were watching either the full YouTube video or if you found it like on YouTube Shorts or TikTok or something like that. Because of the intentions and the methods that I use when recording these videos, I will have to get 6 good takes in order to get everything that I need. And once I get those 6 good takes filmed, and then it's on to the next step. Now, the final steps, once you've gotten everything filmed, got your audio and all of that, is actually editing a video together. Now, there is all sorts of free editing software. There's software you can just move these video files onto your computer and just, edit for free on your computer. And there's ways to do so on your phone. Now, personally speaking, I've done editing in After Effects on my computer, but as well as that, for simple editing and stuff like that, especially short form content, I do a lot of that on my phone. And I use an application called InShot for a lot of that. But at the end of the day, it's completely up to you and what kind of software that you want to edit your video in. But now that you have everything together, all you have to do is just put your videos into that software, put that recorded audio on top of it, and you're gonna wanna start editing. Now, a good rule of thumb when adding your audio in when you're at this editing process is to make sure that you're using a little bit of the real audio with the recorded audio. The recorded audio is going to make it sound very tight and professional, but having some of that real audio as well is going to give it more life, and it really gets people to stop, hating on you, thinking that's fake. When it comes to chopping up the different takes that you had, this was the whole idea of setting that key point. When you go in this, having that key point, going from an angle that's dead on to having another angle you cut to, that'll be looking at the bridge all the way up the guitar. Because you stayed in the same position, it's going to be continuity, as if that camera moved naturally all in one go instead of these being separate shots. And feel free to play around with this kind of stuff. When you get these different kind of shots to work with, you can definitely work with that and do all sorts of different kind of, combinations. You can start with something dead on, or you can start with just, your hands down at the bridge, or you could be looking down the neck if you're doing something more intricate, then cut to something more dead on. You can cut around, do all sorts of different combinations of these. But at the end of the day, the most important part when you're cutting everything up and editing it is that you just have fun and you be creative about it. And that's been at least my favorite part about it. It's just kind of experimenting and do different things each time, adding different effects to these transitions that I do, and just finding new ways to do stuff. Now, if you were like me and you used to film videos in your bedroom, just the raw audio through a practice amp, if you followed any of these steps today, your videos are going to improve a lot, and you're going to get a lot more views than you used to. And if this video helped you at all, please subscribe and leave some sort of comment down below. Just let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. Anyways, thank you. Have a great one.